Hello guys. So in this video we will learn how can we create a model builder and what is a model builder. So basically a model builder is a way to create different geoprocessing tools next to each other. So as you know, when we use a geoprocessing tool, we go to analysis and we open the tools and we can open any of these tools and we can run it. For example, we can, as we did before for converting Excel files, this is one toolbox. So when we open it, you can add the inputs, add the outputs, and run your geoprocessing. But Model Builder will allow you to use different geoprocessing tools together in a way that you can take the output from one geoprocessing tool and add it to the next one. Or you can combine different geoprocessing tools all together if you have a specific case. So what we will do right now, we are going to create a new model builder and see what things we can do with the model builder. So the way to create a new model builder, there's different ways. You can go to the analysis tab and click on model builder, or you can go to catalog. You will see that you have a toolbox called California and it's been created automatically when you created the project. When we go inside this one, you will see that you have a default model created for you, but it's empty. So when you click edit, you will see it empty. So we can work on this one, but I want to show you how can you create a new one. So we can create a new one by right click here and say new model, or you can go to geoprocessing tab right here and click model and it will create a new one for you. And when you go back to catalog, you will see that you have a new one here. And if you want to change the name of the model, you can just open the properties for it by clicking properties, or you can go to the catalog, right click and say properties. And now we can change it to my model, for example, and we will make the label here the same. Also, you can set a password for your models so no one can edit it after you finish it. If you don't want anyone to mess with your model after you finish it, you can set a password here so you will be the only one who can edit this model. So we'll say okay, and we have our name of the model, change it. So as you see right now, when you create a new model builder, you have it empty, you don't have anything inside of it. What we need to do is to add tools inside our model builder and configure these tools to work together. And when we are working on a model builder, you will see that you have this tab open and you have all these options that we will go through each one of them. The first one here, you create a new model. This one, you save the model that you're working on. This one to save as this model as a different name. Here to change the properties. Here you can change the environment, and the environment have a lot of options that will apply to any tool that's running inside this model builder. For example, if you want your output coordinate system to be a certain coordinate system all the time, you can change it from here. Usually any output will be similar as the input, but here you can change it. Or you can change your workspace from here by saying what is the main geodatabase that you want to have all your outputs saved in this location. So you can change a lot of properties from here to be applied to your geoprocessing when you run it. Here you can create a report for your model builder. Here you can export it to a Python file, or you can export it to a Python code opened in Python window, or you can export it to graphic if you want to share how your model looks like. And we will look at that in a second right now. So what we will try to do here is we are going to try to run one tool at least right now in our model builder, and this tool will create a new file geodatabase for us. So what we need to do is to open our tools here and search for create file geodatabase. You can click on it, and once you double click on it, you will see that it's been added to your model. Or the other way to add it is you can open the geoprocessing window and search right here. So you can search for create file geodatabase and you will find it here, and you can just drag it and drop it right here. So there's different ways to add it. You can add it from here, or you can add it from here. It works exactly the same. And when you have a new tool, you will see that it's grayed like this, and that means that it's not ready to run, and you need to configure the inputs and configure the parameters for this tool in order for it to run. And the way to do this is by double click on the tool itself, and here you define where you want to save your new file geodatabase. So we will save it in our California folder right here. So we will choose California folder. Okay, we will name this model builder GDB, and we'll say okay. Now, as you see right now, this is the input, this is the color for the input, this is the processing itself, what's going to happen, and this is the output. as we see right now, it have colors in it and everything looks fine. We can actually run this one and you will see that this geodatabase will be created. So if I click run, and the tool succeeded to run and no problem. And if we go to our folder location, you will see that we have a new geodatabase. You have to right click and say refresh. That's called Model Builder Geodatabase. So that's how you can add any tool and you can configure the inputs for your tool and how you can run it. At any time you can click validate, and if there's any problem, validation will tell you that there's a problem here. So let's want to do one of the other things right now is we want to copy all the feature classes that we have in our California dataset to our new geodatabase, because we are going to use it to apply all the other conditions we have right here. So let's delete this one. And what we will do right now is we are going to search for a tool called feature class to feature class. And this tool will copy a feature class and will paste it somewhere else. So here, feature class to feature class. Search, we have this tool right here. We will take it. And what this one does is when we open it, you will see that it take an input feature, which is a feature class, and we choose where we want to save it and what we will name the new feature class. But because we want to do this for all the feature classes inside our California dataset, we don't want to do that every single time for each feature class. What we will do, we will use Iterator right here, and what Iterator does, it do a loop, and this loop will go through any of these options right here. So you can add a for loop, you can add a while loop, and give it a certain condition, like for example, do loops from 0 to 5, and we have different options to do loops here, and the option we need is to iterate over feature classes. So what this one will do, when I click on it, it will be added to my model builder, and I have to configure where is the location where the iteration will happen to go through all the feature classes inside this location. So I will click on it and I will say I want to go through all the features inside California dataset. So I'm gonna choose California dataset and say OK, and that's it. I'll say OK. So what this iteration will do right now, it will go inside California dataset and go through each feature class, and it will tell me here's your feature class and this is the name for the feature class, what you want to do with it. So what we will do with this feature class that the iteration is going through is we're going to take it and add it as an input to feature class so we can save it into our model builder geodatabase. And the way to add this output as an input for this tool, we just click here and drag arrow to this one, and it will ask us, do you want to add this as an input features? I'll say yes. So right now this tool is still not ready to run because it's missing one more parameter, and this parameter is the output name. As you see in this window, the output name is empty and it's required, and you can confirm that by double click on the tool, and you will see that here you have this input features, which going to be our feature class. Here is the output location, and we need to change the output location to be our new geodatabase. So we will choose this one, say OK, and here the output name. And the output name will be different for each feature class when we do the iteration. So what we will do, we will take this as input for this tool, and we will say this is the output name. So now what will happen when we run this tool, iterate feature classes will go through all the feature classes inside California dataset and will send it to this tool, and this tool will copy it and paste it into our model builder geodatabase, and it will give it a name based on the name of the feature class that is on this iteration. So right now if I click run, you will see that it takes one, another after another, and it will keep going till it finish all the feature classes inside of it. So now it's all finished. Let's close this window and go to our model builder geodatabase. Here, right click, refresh, and you will see here that we have exactly all the feature classes that exist inside our California dataset. Now we have it here, and that's how you can use iteration. Instead of you repeating the same process every single time and it change the inputs, you can use the iteration to do it for you. So what we are going to do in the next step, we will create a more complicated model builder, and this model builder, what it will do, it will go through all the feature classes we have in our new database that is similar to this one right here, and we will make it do certain geoprocessing. The first one is to find the freeway feature class and do a split for the freeways based on the counties polygons. So what that means is, let's say for example here, when I selected this line, this freeway here is go on Riverside and also on San Bernardino and continue to Los Angeles. What if someone came to me with a requirement and said, I wanted to see only the freeways, I wanted to only see the freeways inside each county. So we are going to do split for the freeways. So we cut the freeways so it only shows the freeways inside every single county. And we will do that as one of our geoprocessing. The second geoprocessing we will do is to take the Orange County cities polygon and convert it to lines. And the reason we will do that, for example, if this city right here and this city right here decided that they wanted to create a line for the borders between these two cities, we can convert the polygon to lines, and then we will have a separate line here, and we can use this line separately as the border between these two cities. So that's the second geoprocessing tool we will use. The third and the last one, we will convert these points right here to lines. So there's a tool called points to lines, and it takes a set of points or a points layer and create a line out of these points. So we will do this three things: split the freeways based on the counties, convert the Orange County cities to lines, and make a line out of the city's points. So we will go back here and we will delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And here we will delete this one because we don't need it. And we will go back to our model, and what we will do first, we will add iteration over feature classes. And this iteration will be working on our new geodatabase. So here is our geodatabase. And say OK. So now we have our iteration. Now we will do a logic, and this logic will check on the type of the feature class that we are doing the iteration on. And here on the logic, you will see that you have so many different options to do your check. So we will choose the if feature type is, and we will choose this one to check. So we will choose if feature type is, and this one we will use it to check if the feature class we are using right now is point, line, or polygon. So here we will choose this one, and we will make the first check to be if our feature class is lines. So we will drag this and drop it here as an input feature, and the check will be is the type is line. And if it's true, I will do the split. And to do the split, we will go to the geoprocessing window and search for split, and then we will drag it right here. And then we will take this true condition as a precondition for the split to run. That will make this split only runs if this condition is true. And this condition check if my feature class is line. And if this condition is true, that means my feature class is the freeways, and I will do the split using the counties. Also, I will take this as an input right here. I will say this is the input features. And the split feature class to use will be the counties. And the split field will be the county name. And I will save it all into my model builder geodatabase. I'll say OK, OK. And now this tool is ready to run. As you see right now, it looks a little bit messy. So at any time you can come here and say auto layout, and it will organize everything for you. So again, what will happen here is iterate feature classes will go through all the feature classes, and for each feature class it will check the type. If the type is line and it's true, then the split will work. And when we click run right now, you will see that it will go through each feature class, and when it finds the one that is line, it will do the split, and we will see our outputs after it's finished. So this one finished successfully, and you can see all the results for your geoprocessing right here, and every single part here means that this one run, and this the second one, and then the third one. So as you saw, our processing is succeeded. So we can go back to our model builder geodatabase, right click and say refresh, and you will see that we have align feature classes for each county. And if we go to our map and we added this feature classes, the new ones, we will go to our model builder geodatabase, and we will choose all the output from our model builder. We will say OK, and let's hide the freeways here. And you will see right now that we have the freeways, but it is in different colors and actually separate. Each county now have its own freeways. So if I hide all these ones right here, you will see that I'm showing here the San Diego freeways, and here I have the San Bernardino freeways. If I want to show only Riverside, I can show Riverside, as you see right here. So this model builder right now achieved what we need by generating separate feature classes contain the freeways for each county, and we have the feature class with the county name. So that was the first one. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do the same for the points and the polygons. Again, we have two more conditions. The second one is to check if it's points, create a points to lines, and convert our Orange County cities polygon to lines. So I will do that right now, and you can try to do the same. Okay, so I added the other two conditions, so let's go through them quickly. So here, as you see, it looks very messy and everything is in a different place. So let's click on Auto Layout. So now it looks nicer. And you can also, if you are zoom in, you can click Fit to Window, so everything fits if you have a big model. And you can zoom in or zoom out to your view. You can lock or unlock your tools. And here you can select, and I use select sometimes to make sure that I organize or move my tools any way I want. And when you have selected, this is the one that allow you to move arrows from one tool to another. And here you have the pan, so you can pan on your model builder. If it's big, you can pan on it like you pan on a map. And here you validate, here you run, and here delete intermediate data. So for example, if you run your tool and you want to rerun it again, as we will do right now, I need to say delete intermediate data so I can refresh all the information. And when I run it again, it's like running from the beginning. Here, the same as you search here, you search for the tool you want to add and you just click on it, it will be added to the map. Here you can add single variables by this tool. So when you click on this one, you will see that I want to add a variable. You can add, I want the type of my input to be feature class, string, table, any of these options. So you can create your own custom variable, and you can add multiple variables, as many as you want. The iterations, and now we know what the iterations does, and we are using one of the iterations here to iterate over feature classes inside a certain geodatabase or feature dataset. And here utilities allow you to do calculation inside your model builder to give you more tools to be able to create a customized model builder. And here the logical options, and we are using here if feature type is to make sure that if our feature class is point, line, or polygon, using this check. And here you can add just a label. So if you want to, let's say for example, I can add a label here and I say this is my model builder, and this is just a label on your model builder, and you can put it anywhere. Like select this one, you can put it here, you can make it bigger, smaller, so you can add names to each of your tools if you want. And here group or ungroup, you can select multiple tools or multiple inputs and just say group them, and you will see that you have a window around this group, and you can actually name this window what you want. So for example, we can call this one split, and we can make another group here and say point to polygon, and you can ungroup as well. So if you want to ungroup, you select one window and you say ungroup, so it will be ungrouped. So this is just tools to help you make your model builder looks nice and organized. So we can also export this model builder as a graphic or a PDF. So we can come here and say save it as PDF or SVG, and when we save it, when we go to the folder location, you'll see that you have my model PDF right here, and when you open it, it will look exactly how it looks on your model builder, but it will be just a PDF, so you can print it, you can send it to someone so they can see how your model builder design is. So let's close this one, go back to our ArcGIS Pro, and now when we click run, you will see that it will go through all the layers, and now it finds the points and it will convert it to line. It finds the lines. Now it's doing the split. Now it finds the polygons and it will convert it to lines. So that's the three conditions we have, and as you see, this entire model right now is done and all of it succeeded. So when we go back to our model builder geodatabase and we right click and say refresh, you will see that we have all the outputs right here, and let's add it to the map and see how that will look like. So let's hide this feature classes and leave the counties. We right click and say add data. We will add all the layers except the cities. the counties, freeways, and Orange County cities. We will say OK. So this is all the outputs we have. So first one, we have the freeways for each county in a separate feature class. So let's hide them. And then we have here the output for the polygon to line. So as you see right now, remember the case where we said I want to see the border line between these two cities as a line feature. So here we have it as a line feature, so we can select, and we select this line. And then now we have a line as a feature can show the border between these two cities. And this is how you can use Model Builder to create any custom or combine between any geoprocessing tools you have. And now after we finished our Model Builder, we can export it to a Python file and save it anywhere as Python. As you see, it have extension .py. We can save it, or we can open the Python code inside Python window. And as you see right now, this is our Python code that do all this model builder for us, and you can actually copy this, you can edit it, you can change any information here to customize your tool using Python. You can do that using this one. Also, you can copy this code and go to your catalog. Let's hide this one and go to your folder, toolboxes, and here you have your own custom toolboxes. You can right click and say I want to create a new script, and that will allow you to create a new Python script. Let's keep everything default, say OK, and you right click on it, you go to properties and make sure you are on the validation tab, and here you have your default Python script created for any new script file you create. But we want to create a script file that run our model builder that we just created, so we will say open in a script editor. And now we can actually delete all that and paste our Python code that we copied from our model builder. And when we save it, it will be saved. And then now we have a new Python script file that actually do the exact same thing as this model builder. So you can create a model builder and export it to Python, and you can do edits or change it, or you can actually save it as a script file to use it as a Python file. I know if you are new to the model builder, it will look very confusing, but actually once you start using it once or twice and you start using different tools and connect different inputs and outputs, you will see that it's very easy and it totally makes sense in how things to go together. And it's one of the good tools that Esri have that really allow you to create a very customized way to do your geoprocessing. And of course, if you have any questions, please contact me and let me know. Thank you.